launch is on the 22nd of February in Tembisa. What can we expect from the launch?
The launch is going to be about outlining the priorities of the EFF and how EFF is going to change the lives of our people, and also how the program of EFF is going to be financed, because it has to be financed, and people need to know how and where will the resources come from if you take over a government. So it's a very important occasion which we are going to be pursuing.
Now, there's been a lot of excitement around your party and how it's going to perform at the polls. But let's just do some scenario planning. Let's say you don't win Gauteng outright, but neither does the ANC or the DA. They both get sizable chunks, but you guys get the swing vote. Who would you decide to go into a coalition government with, the ANC or the DA?
We have not discussed that as leadership, because we are convinced we are going to win Gauteng. And we have not even imagined ourselves going into some coalition with any of the political formations. But if that situation transpires, we've got 7 non-negotiable cardinals that everybody must speak to. Whoever wants to speak to us must speak to: expropriation of land without compensation, nationalization of mines, a free quality education, houses, and all those. There are 7 non-negotiables. And those pillars are going to be very important in deciding who the EFF works with.
When can we expect to see the EFF's list of members in Parliament? Do you have any plan on releasing that?
No, the list will be submitted to IEC. There is no requirement that the list must be sent to Mail and Guardian. So on the last day of submission of the list, we will submit a list, 400 members nationally.
400?
And all provinces where we're going to contest in all provinces, and we'll meet all the required numbers in those provinces, because we've got EFF in all the regions. We've got EFF in all the sub-regions. There is no municipality in South Africa where you can walk without seeing the genuine red beret. That's EFF for you. In less than a year, it exists in the majority of district and regions and sub-regions in South Africa. So we've got people. The only difficulty we're faced with now is the money. 45,000 per province and 200,000 nationally for us to register is almost close to 600,000. So we've instructed our lawyers to take the matter to court, that we can't pay such an abnormal amount of money to participate in a democratic elections. So we are taking the matter up with the electoral court, and if it fails, we'll go to the constitutional court to have that requirement of payment declared unconstitutional. The right to form a political formations in South Africa is very expensive. The contestation of elections is very expensive. The IEC is still taxing you on top of that. It means elections in South Africa are for the rich, for those who cannot afford. We don't have that money. We don't want to pay that money, and we're going to challenge this in court.
Okay. We've heard you guys slam white monopoly capital, understandably, but it has raised some concerns because South Africa is still very sensitive about race. What is your take on racial reconciliation?
There will never be a genuine racial reconciliation if you have not given our people justice. Our people are victims. They are expected to behave like victors, even when what was stolen from them is not returned back to them. The struggle was about the land. The struggle was about the economy. Those cattle which were forcefully taken then represent the wealth that was stolen from our people. And our people did not receive those things back. Of course, they can pretend like they are happy and all that. That's a pretentious reconciliation. Our people still have deep-seated pain, which is unresolved because justice is not served. So more than reconciliation, we want justice. Let the stolen property be returned to the rightful owners. We can only reconcile if we're friends before. We just meet for the first time and say, let's reconcile. We've never been friends because they came here, on arrival here, they stole the land, they committed a black genocide, they converted those who survived the genocide into slaves. Till today, they are refusing to take responsibility. When you raise those issues, they say you are backward and all that. Little do they know that those who claim to have forgiven them and reconciled with them have got a deep-seated, unresolved pain. And one day, there will be an outburst. An outburst is not what we need. We need a system to resolve the unresolved pain. And what is that system? Justice. Let justice be served. Once the justice is served, there will never be a need to talk about reconciliation. We'll talk about friendship.